Show him your father's painting.
So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm gonna jump right in. Today, the topic is 5 reasons I love being married. I chose this because there's so much negativity online right now about getting married. And my first video that I did was 5 challenges of getting married young. And a little background, I got married at 24. I'm now 32. We've been together for a while, ups and downs, the whole nine. And there's so much negativity online, especially YouTube, about marriage. And I just kind of wanted to give a different perspective. I'm not saying everything these guys are saying is right or wrong, but I think we're imbalanced currently right now on content against marriage. And so I just wanted to see where I could fit in to help out being a married man so young to a beautiful woman who had 2 of my children, and kind of give my reasons. Reason number 1, I think it's kind of self-explanatory. It's sharing my life with someone I love. And I had like a point A, which is not feeling like my time or my resources are being wasted. In the dating scene, I kind of felt like I dated a girl for like 2-3 years, or date another girl for like a year, date another girl for like 3 years. And then you kind of look back on that time and you're like, feel like I wasted, like I learned things that I'm going to take with me forever from those situations. I have a deeper appreciation for the woman that I ended up marrying. But a part of me felt like those resources, the time, that those things were kind of wasted in the long run. And that now that I've been married for close to 7-8 years, it's starting to feel like a long-term asset being married, instead of the short-term kind of, we really care for each other, but we don't know where it's going, the wind is blowing. And just having someone to share your life with is one of those invaluable things that you can't like tell somebody like, this is really, really great, without them asking like a million questions. How does this work? And of course there's always some situations where you need your alone time, but I think as people we have those ebbs and flows. And for the most part, I'm happy to share most of my life with my wife, if not all of it. you know the second thing, which is sex. To me, in marriage, sex, I would say, is relatively safe. Um, Clearly, there's always outliers and situations where someone that's been married steps out, or this, that, and the third. But like, prayerfully and thankfully, in my marriage, that has not been the case on either side. Um, and I'm very thankful for that, because I know some relationships habitually struggle with those things, and even in marriage, that's not a safe place. And sex is still like, there's like damage being done with that element. But in my marriage, one of the things that I love the best is that I feel safe, I feel comfortable knowing that this is my woman, she's not stepping out, and that I can be as comfortable as I possibly can be with her. Also, the idea of a soul tie. I don't think enough people in marriage, like, we hear about it from the biblical standpoint of like bad soul ties, like, oh yeah, I was screwing with this person, and the woman head might be messed up, or you a dude and now you're attracted to only whorish women because that's the imprint that you gravitate to, because those are the easiest women for you to connect with. But in marriage, I think the soul tie becomes so much stronger and so much potent because it's the way God truly designed it to be. Like, here's this person that you're reconnecting with on a spiritual, emotional level all the time. You're growing deeper and deeper and deeper. And the sex just becomes so many different levels. It's not always the bang you silly type of sex. It's not always the just come scoot here, let's just get it over with type of sex. There's like a range where you and your partner, you can just look at each other and say, I know what you need, I know what I need, and let's be there for each other in that way. And the last thing about sex that I love in marriage is that I know God is pleased and is happy with what we're doing. So there's no bigger reward than that for marriage, and sex and marriage. Number 3, creating life together. Having children the way I believe Jesus and the Most High God, Yah, intended. The joy of having a functional 2-parent household with no baby mama, baby daddy drama. The amount of peace that I have because I feel like I took that time to not give my seed to a woman that wasn't worth it. I'm so thankful to my wife that she was able to keep her womb closed for her husband, which is me. And a lot of people want to make that like a non-issue, like, oh, it doesn't matter if you have kids before. No, I truly believe that we have a level of peace and tranquility in our marriage because we follow God's rules. We did it the right way, and God is literally blessing us because of it with peace. Simple peace that surpasses understanding, because it's nothing like having a financial crisis and then you got to deal with baby mama or baby daddy drama on top of it. It's like a compounding issue all the time. But at least when your household is secure and when you've done things the way that Christ would have us do it, I truly believe that it sets us up for more peace in this traditional setting than it would be had we both stepped out, had kids out of wedlock. I don't even know if we would have been married, to be honest with you, if that happened. The 4th thing, and any of these, if you want me to go into deeper conversation and dialogue about these, you can just leave it in the comments and I'll make a video addressing whatever one that you want deeper understanding based on a traditional marriage. Number 4, the thing I love about being married is simply not being single. I've always been a relationship type of guy. I never really liked dating and being single. And one of the things that I truly love to do in all aspects of my life is to build, whether it be building businesses, building products, building relationships. I just like to build and like have a sustainable foundation that I'm creating. And I felt like in the single life, it's like starting all of these buildings and you can never get the foundation correct, so then they just fall over. Or it's like you can never look back at your body of work in the single realm and kind of like, wow, look at what I built. It all seemed like a crumbling house of cards and there wasn't really a real foundation being built. And in my opinion, the most valuable thing you can build here on earth is a legacy. And I want my legacy to be built healthy. I want it to be built on the foundation of God. And I want my family to be healthy and to have the emotional support and everything that they need. And I think a marriage gives that to your future generations. And then the final thing, the fifth thing, having a feminine element that lives in your house. I really underestimated having a wife that loves the girly things, like constantly buys candles, constantly buys, flowers for the home, constantly turns any space into like a place where you can see family, like picture frames of family all over the place, magnets for the refrigerator with your kids on it, just like all of these little pleasantries of femininity that turns your house into a home. And I'm just so thankful for those things in my marriage. And I know I don't have a perfect marriage by any stretch of the imagination. I know that we've gone through so many ups and downs. I know that some people would never want a marriage, even a healthy, nice one, just because they prefer their style of living. Live how you want. This is not for you. But for anyone who is saving themselves, saving their womb, doing what they can to really start out on a foundation that's going to mean something, I truly still believe that God's way is the best way. There is no other way. There is no other family structure other than a traditional married life. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Any questions, comments, concerns, holla at me. And I definitely know that the Red Pill community is going to have something to say about this. I agree with a lot of things they say in the Red Pill community, but I actually love women. I love my wife. I care for them in a way where I don't look at them as the enemy. And that's okay. If you have any words for that, then it's on you. Peace.